The plan was originally to have a fireball machine on stage, making fireballs, but I didn't get around to it. And also, there's probably some issues around that. But yesterday, I hacked together this little project here, which we'll demo, and we'll see if this works. And this is a bit of Nostr hardware, which I really like marrying hardware and Nostr. So we're going to see if this thing works. I'll just put it around my neck, I guess. I'll wear it. Is there any Nostr wearable devices out there, or is this a first? Has anyone seen any Nostr wearable devices? I think it's like a part of Nostr we haven't explored enough is the fashion scene. There we go. Oh yeah, can we plug in this HDMI? I'm plugged in. Nothing's coming through. Oh, there we go. Didn't plug in enough. No, I don't need the clicker. It's fine. Okay. How do I make? Because it's not on there. Should it be on there? It's registering, but we've still got this screen on here. How do we? Because I've got the screen here. But then how do I get on here? Because it's not showing up on the big screen here. Do they need to switch it over or something? No? Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's mirrored. Yeah. So we can see the display. But it's not sort of coming through. Unless maybe if I change the resolution, shouldn't matter, should it? Just try it. We've got an issue getting my screen on the big screen here. But I suppose I can get started while the issue is being solved, and then we can kind of like, yeah, I can work backwards. So yeah, my interest is in the other stuff part of Nostr. For me, Nostr, because there was the relationship between building marketplaces, decentralized marketplaces, and the beginnings of Nostr. So that's one of the things which we initially wanted to build was a marketplace on Nostr, and that idea. So I think we sometimes come across as like crazy, like we're evangelizing in this sort of crazy, wild-eyed way, often like we do with Bitcoin, where we're like, this thing can solve a lot of problems, and we say Bitcoin and we say Nostr, but then really those words, those terms are referencing a collection of technologies. So if you kind of remove just the Nostr part, and if you just say, okay, this new topology where all servers are doing is just relaying data, that can solve a lot of problems on the internet. And then suddenly all these things start to make sense. It's like, okay, what can we build with this new topology of dumb server smart clients and some public key crypto as well? So that's the thing which we've been exploring. I guess I can plug this device in and see if it works. So this is based off a project called the Nostr Zap Lamp. And what this does is it just... So I think we assume that all clients and users of Nostr are going to be people. We start to see, some AI clients which are starting to act as users, but hardware can also be users. It doesn't have to be a human being. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I think I just need to mirror. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Nice. Yeah, it doesn't just need to be a human being. So the way I was going to start the talk was I was trying to rejiggle Nostr.com, and I wanted a better phrase to kind of explain what Nostr is, rather than restricting it to just social media. And I like the idea of a better internet is possible. Like we were promised this internet and this information revolution, and for a lot of us it didn't really happen, or it kind of got siloed or co-opted or became part of private interest. And I think we should never take off the eyes off the prize, which is a better internet as possible. And that kind of term is from within anarchism, they say a better world is possible, just to say that we're not at the end of history. Things progress, stuff can get better, and the way we do stuff can get better. And then similarly, with Nostr, I think, we see the potential for it to make the type of internet which we originally hoped for when the internet came about, which is where control empowers users as opposed to empowering server admins. Anyway, so as I said, I'm very interested in using hardware. So what I've got here is a little microcontroller plugged into a relay, and then I hacked this together yesterday, so hopefully it works. It's been bashed around in my bag, but it's just an LED strip thing. But you can plug anything into this, and then, so basically, like, I've connected this to Jaffe's Nostr profile, to his public key. So that's just it initializing, and as long as, am I still on the internet? Yeah. As long as I'm on the internet there, because this is connected to the same hotspot, then it should just work. So can someone just zap Jaff some money on Nostr, please? And then hopefully this thing will light up. So this thing's just a client, and it has its own private key, public key, and then it's connecting to, it's subscribing to Jaff's posts or notes, and then when you zap him, this is going to pull the note down, say, oh, it's a zap, and then it's going to turn the relay on, and then turn the lights on, hopefully. Let's see if it works. Oh, there we go. Someone zapped Jaff. Look at that. And I built one of these for myself, and I have it in my office, and it's very rewarding because you're sat there just grinding away, feeling a bit miserable, like you're not appreciated, and the world's against you. And then suddenly the little thing lights up in the back, and you think, well, someone loves me somewhere, enough to give me some sats. Yeah, so I'll leave that plugged in, and then if people want to, zap old Jaffy, then I'm sure you'd enjoy having it. Oh, there we are. We've got another zap there. They actually queue as well, the notes. It's very cool that a $2 microcontroller can run a Nostr client and then can do all the things which it needs to be able to do to connect to the Nostr network. And actually, this opens up a whole new world of possibility. So within IoT, like the sort of device here I'm using, sort of, an ESP32, it's a 10-year-old little microcontroller which is used throughout the world of IoT. That can also, people are zapping the hell out of Jaff right now, it's good. That can also, we can connect it to Nostr, we can connect it to the Nostr network. So this original project was the Nostr Zap Lamp project. And you can actually, we have a web installer for this, so you can build this thing pretty easily. It's just a relay, a little microcontroller. And then if you go over to the web installer, then you can actually flash this from your browser, which is pretty nice. It's quite a nice little project to start playing around with some hardware. And then in there, you can just connect a public key. But inevitably from this project, you think, okay, so now, Black Coffee, someone who works in Alan Bit stuff, he also built this incredible Nostr library for Arduino. So if you go into Arduino and you type in Nostr in the libraries, then you'll see the Nostr library come up, and you can implement Nostr into your hardware projects. So then the next thing is, okay, let's build an IoT device. So we built an IoT device. Like, I want IoT. I like the idea of IoT. I like the idea of automation and being able to turn things on and off in my home with my phone and check the levels of my solar batteries when I'm away here and to make sure that the solar panels are working. I like all that. But I really don't like the terms and conditions that you get in IoT software. And there was that great quote that, even George Orwell didn't predict that we would buy the listening devices and install them ourselves into our homes. And I think it's very true. Like, the things which we install, IoT things we install into our homes are very dangerous. And it's important, as people who want freedom and liberty, that we empower people to, and we build IoT which doesn't snoop on our networks and snoop on us as well. So I got another little gizmo over here. I'll dangle this one over there, just in case anyone wants to carry on tipping Jaff right there. I got another one here. This one's a little bit more dangerous because it's 230 volt. Make sure it's working. Yeah, I'm not sure this one will work. Right, let's give this a whirl. So this lamp again, it's been bashed around in my bag, so hopefully this does work. Again, it has a Nostr client running on it, and it has some keys. And it's just an IoT device. It's a dumb lamp. I bought it from the shop yesterday. It was like $20, or 20 euros, sorry. I've just retrofitted one of these little microcontrollers, which you would just get in IoT devices anyway. And I've given it private key, public key, and now I'm just going to literally DM it using a very dumb IoT piece of software, just a front-end, client. It's not doing anything funky. It's not listening to any network stuff. And the code's completely free and open source. And I'm going to connect to my device, hopefully. I'll reload this and see if it connects. And then, is my hotspot still on? Yes, it is. Let's see. Uh-oh. I think I might have internet issues. And let's refresh. I want to do a hard refresh because that would ruin my... Okay. Maybe I'm just trying to do too many demos here. But the idea is that I can have this software on my phone. It could be an IoT piece of software, and then I can do stuff like read the batteries of my solar panels, and I have a button I can turn lights on and off at home. And literally all it's doing is, it's not, we're trying to like squeeze IoT into this Nostr thing, and it doesn't really make much sense. We're just using that topology of dumb servers relaying data to do IoT. And then it's like, oh, okay, that does kind of make sense, actually. Oh, no. Did I delete my settings like a fool? No, I didn't. Let's see. Let's reload. Ooh. Ooh. Come on, give me a green light. Yes, we have a green light. Let's see if this works. So I have a button here now. Dumb client. It's got its Nostr keys. And I'm going to just DM my light and see if it turns on. Did it turn on? No. My little signal pin's fallen out for the device. I'll see if I can put it back in 1 second. Okay. That's it. I mean, I'm not sure. Oh, I think I plugged into the wrong pin. I can't remember what pin I set it up with, so there's the issue right there. No, it's not working. It's the pin. So basically, you have these GPIOs on this microcontroller, and you can send a high signal, and that turns the relay on, which turns the light on. Well, it just basically closes a switch. I don't know. I can't remember which pin I connected it to. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. One more try. Okay, I'm trying pin 27, let's see. Okay, that's a better sign. I'm going to give it a second to connect to my hotspot and then connect to the relay. Yay, there we go, it's working. It was pin 27. There we are. I just love it, look at that. I can turn the lights on. And I don't have these horrible terms and conditions. Fantastic. I'll leave that on just to dazzle you. So yeah, there's a couple of examples of kind of fringe out-the-box thinking when it comes to Nostr and what we can use Nostr for. There is good free and open source IoT things out there like MQTT, but they do require you to run a server and open ports and all this other stuff, and it's a bit of a pain. Whereas what I like about the Nostr IoT thing, the thing we're developing and we'll sell and whatever, is just a European plug socket you can plug anything into, and you can just turn it on and off, with your phone. I think that's the first step. But what's cool about it is the person who's buying that privacy-centric IoT device, they don't even need to know that it's using Nostr. They're just buying a privacy-centric IoT device off the internet, they're plugging it in, they're scanning a QR code, putting in the Wi-Fi details, and then boom, they've got... Is it turning on and off? No, it's not. I can hear clicks, and I think it's people zapping Fiat Jaff, so the guy's getting rich right now. yeah, so that's exciting. The idea of people using something and not even know that they're using Nostr, that it's just kind of like bleeding into, you know, helping solve all these problems. So then it's like, what other stuff? Obviously, the marketplace, like I said before, that's one of the things I'm interested in and we've been building. I'll show you a little update, actually, to the UI because it's pretty sweet. So this is Nostr Market. You can get to it on market.nostr.com. And then you just have merchants, and you get the merchants' public keys, and then you can pull in the products which they're selling from their public keys, and then display them in a front-end UI, which is what this is. So it's just a dumb front-end UI. So actually, let's spin up a merchant quickly and see if we can... oh no. Uh-oh. Back. Hopefully I don't leak anything here. Is Nostr Market enabled? Here we go. Oh, so those of you who don't know, this is LMBits, which is a project we work on. We have these extensions, and we can do some Nostr stuff in here. I mean, we made like the first Nostr clients for Nostr Market. Plebeian.market, think, use NIP15, which is the NIP for it. But in this, the idea is that you have a market stall, and you have all your products on there, and then you just sign those products as a JSON, and just push it up, and then someone can subscribe and then pull all those products down and then populate their thing. So I've already made a merchant here, so I should probably just use this merchant. And in it, we've got a stall, a couple of stalls, actually, and we're selling, we're not selling anything there. There we go. We're selling some Welsh cakes, which is a lovely cake you can buy in Wales, which if you're ever in Wales, where I live, you should buy one. So all I need is this merchant's public key. Here we go. And if I click there, I can copy the public key and go over to Nostr Market. And then where do I go? I go to Stall Shops here. I go to Settings, and then I pop in Merchants. You can have lists of merchants as well. So we'll maintain a list of like vanilla merchants selling normal stuff. And then when you pull all that data into this front-end client, it then becomes like an Amazon or an eBay type thing. But then obviously, you know, if you're not allowed to eat Welsh cakes, and you're in England and it's against the law to eat Welsh cakes, then there you could have, yeah, there's some censorship resistance there, of course. Right, so I'm going to add that merchant's public key. And now when I go back to the shop, with a bit of luck, we should... Oh, Welsh cakes. Oh, there we are. The image didn't render. That's a shame. So I'm now pulling in... So I've got other merchants on here. We've got like our shop, and then Crypto-Graffiti, I think, has got a merchant set up. So if I view details of the product, you should be able to see a bunch of pictures, but you can't. Click to add to cart. And when I go to cart, how much is it? Proceed to checkout. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Lightning, please. I want to pay on Lightning. Super Lightning, on-chain, Cashew. We should probably add Liquid as well. Infedity and... right, okay. All the... Obviously, because we're, you know, crypto-anarchist types, all the information you need to put is voluntary, so we're not going to put anything in. We're just going to place order. And then I get a Lightning invoice. And then all this is being... Sorry, all this communication between this front-end client and the back-end merchant software, which is running here, is just happening over NIPO 4 DMs, which I think is good enough for what we're using it for, but we should, I think on the merchant side, we'll have like, or something we should be able to toggle like NIP 17 or something for a bit more privacy. But yeah, if I pay that, order, there we go, paid. So it's like, you know, you're experiencing like a pretty normal checkout experience, I suppose. And now I've placed the order, I can go to orders here, and then I can see the order which has just been made. And then I can even chat to the merchant, say, you know, where is my cake? Oh, that's sad, isn't it? Maybe I'm pushing it too far. If we select customers here, payment received, or maybe it's because, wait there, hello. Let's refresh. Give me some chat. Yeah, there we go. It's coming through. Where are my cakes? And of course, these are just regular normal NIPO 4 DMs back and forth. But you've got these plug and play NIPs, and then obviously, you know, you plug them all together and you you can build all sorts of different things, and we can make use of DMs just within the marketplace extension here. And yeah, you can see it works pretty well. Still ironing out the bugs, but yeah, it's pretty reliable these days, and you end up with a censorship-resistant marketplace, which is very hard to take down. The missing piece of the puzzle, in a lot of applications outside of the social stuff, is reputation. So I like the work which is being done on Web of Trust, but I also think we should probably do some more science on other forms of reputation systems. There's some good proposals out there for that. Vladstan's got a good proposal which is having kind of open timestamps for reputation, where you pay to leave a reputation, and the more you pay, it gets further up the Merkle tree and has more weight to it, so sort of weighted reputation. I think maybe, and then, yeah, we were just having a discussion upstairs, and there was the idea of maybe using an LLM to look at all of your posts and say, you know, is Ben an okay guy? Should I trust him? And then this LLM using a vending machine, data vending machine, would say, oh yeah, Ben seems to be all right. It gives me a little summary or something for the merchant. That could be quite interesting too. So I think probably a marriage of all these different reputation systems could work. But then if we have a reputation system, we can have the marketplace, and it's functional, and we can kind of trust it. And then you can have Uber, and you can have Airbnb, and then you can have all these different applications which go far beyond social networks. So it's other stuff, isn't it? And this is where, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not very prepared a lot of the time. So this morning I was walking around the conference and I was asking people for examples of like the other stuff which they're interested in. And what do we have? Oh yeah, Wasabi using coordinators, using Nostr for finding coordinators for mixing. And then you have Nostr Wallet Connect, of course, data vending machines, microlancing. I spoke to Oscar from Fountain, and he was like really interested in the idea of API calls via Nostr, just using Nostr instead of just a normal REST API. And someone said about Will and Damus and how he's doing silent payments, so doing the Duffy key exchange in order to be able to do a silent payment over Nostr. He wants to explore that. And then there's Trust Routes, and they're doing coach surfing. So I'm blown away by the projects that people are working on within our work, Nostr community, and how there's a whole bunch of projects already, and there's a whole bunch of excitement from people on other things which can be built with Nostr. I saw Nicholas here from Galloy. Last time in Costa Rica, he's in Nostr Rica, he suggested local bitcoins. Has anyone built local bitcoins on Nostr yet? Is that a thing? I can't keep track. Does anyone know? No? Hopefully that'll exist. I actually had a chat with the developer of local bitcoins and asked whether he would... What's it called? Monstro. Oh, there we are, Monstro. Local bitcoins on Nostr, and it works? Cool. All right, there we are. You can buy bitcoins. It exists. Fantastic. Yeah, I spoke to Jeremiah from Local Bitcoins, and he really likes Nostr, and we were talking about this exact same thing, and I could imagine if you built Local Bitcoins now, it would probably be on Nostr, and it exists. So, and yeah, there we are, a bit censorship resistance there. And then, the other thing which I was thinking about more recently is themed clients. So, because it's kind of easy to build a client on Nostr, we're used to having a generalized client. So like at the beginning of the internet, you had all these forums which came up, and then you would have, like, if you're into British Bulldogs, you would go on a British Bulldog forum, and they would be your people, the stuff you're interested in, and you would hang out there, and birds of a feather, they've probably got similar interests to what you're interested in. And then as time went on, we had these big generalized platforms which pulled everyone in because of the gravity of the user network effect. But I think now we could have maybe the best of both worlds, where we have the gravity of the user network effect of all the Nostr users, but then we could have themed clients. So I'm quite into the idea of themed clients for different interests. It kind of feel like a forum. It looks, I don't know, it just looks like the stuff you're into, but then is less sort of less general looking than, or maybe even a client which is very easy to theme or something. That's something which I'm personally looking forward to. Anyone else got any fringe Nostr stuff which isn't social networking, which they've seen and like the sound of and interested in? Anyone at all? No? All right, fair enough. Yeah, so I think just abstracting the concept behind Nostr, the simple topology, what can we build with it, what can we fix with it, yeah, that's basically it, I think. I'm probably finishing a little bit early, but the other guy finished a little bit late, so I think we should probably time. Yeah, okay.
We need some time back, Ben, so this is perfect.
Oh, fantastic. No, cool. Let me just turn my light.